the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have a moment of silence, please. Roll call, Corinne.
Councilor Chamberlain?
Here.
Councilor Heising?
Here.
Councilor Schneider?
Here.
Councilor Simon?
Here.
Councilor Tiarena?
Here.
Council President Stickley?
Here.
We have 6 members present. We have a quorum.
Okay. And council's had time to review the minutes. We had an extra Monday in there, I think, so had an extra week. Can we get a motion for approval? I will approve.
I will second that.
Motion to approve the prior meeting minutes moved by Councilor Heising and seconded by Council President Stickley. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right. Next, we are going to honor another Wauseonite. Robbie, could you come forward, please? Any of you stand right in the middle. All right. Robbie is our Eagle Scout, and he is going to Ohio Northern, right? And the 2 benches that were put in the trail, you did the concrete?
And the bench.
And the bench. So that was part of his project to be able to get to this point. And it was an amazing point to get. I look at all of the patches and everything. That is amazing. So thank you for following through. And I am going to read your proclamation, okay? All right. Proclamation honoring Eagle Scout Robbie Crossland. Okay, thank you. Whereas the mission of the Boy Scouts of America is to prepare young people to make ethical and moral choices over their lifetime by instilling in them the values of the Scout Oath and law. And whereas the designation of Eagle Scout is the highest achievement in the Boy Scouting program, which was founded over 100 years ago, and only 4% of Boy Scouts are granted this distinguished rank. And whereas Robbie has completed his Eagle Scout project that included pouring 2 concrete pads and building 2 benches to be placed on those pads. These benches were placed in the Indian Hill Trails of Homecoming Park. Whereas Eagle Scout Robbie Crossland, Wauseon's Troop 8, achieved the rank of Eagle Scout in August 2023 and celebrated his Eagle Scout Court of Honor ceremony in October 2023. Whereas Robbie has recently graduated from Wauseon High School and will be attending Ohio Northern University. Now, therefore, I, Kathy Huner, Mayor of the City of Wauseon, County of Fulton, State of Ohio, do hereby proclaim Robbie Crossland an outstanding citizen and to recognize his achievements and extend to him our deepest appreciation for all his dedicated work and wish him the best in all of his future endeavors. So thank you. Congratulations. Yes. Congratulations. You want to come up?
Good job.
I got to give him this. Good job. I can't forget this. All right, Robbie, you want to come up here? We're going to take a quick picture, and this is the official one for you, okay? You come on up too. Thank you so much. All right. Still short. All right, thank you very much, and thank you for coming in. Okay, before we move on our agenda, we have a visitor that is sitting out in the audience. We have, first name again, Zach Robinson. He is the grandson of Jeff Robinson and son of Tim Robinson, who works for the City of Wauseon. And he is here with Tom. And give him a little bit. You've given me a lot of information on a very quick time, but Zach is going into law, of course, so he's coming to our meeting to see how things are done. But.
Yeah, Zach is a graduate of Wauseon, went to school 2 years at Toledo, had a year already at Northwest State,
So he's going to law school at the age of 20, which is kind of a remarkable feat. He'll, when he completes his first year of law school, that will constitute his final year at the University of Toledo. And we're lucky to have him interning with us at the firm for this summer. So,
How many years will that take, Zach, usually? So
3 more years.
3 more years, and then you get to sit here?
hey, hey. First things first.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Okay, thanks, Tom. All right, let's move on with our agenda here. Let's see, we have department head reports this Monday, so let's start with Chief Kessler.
Ladder 808 is back. They did a nice job on it down in Findlay. We took advantage of the time away, and while it was away, the Clinton Township trustees invested a little bit more money into it to help extend the life, upgrading some lighting on it while they had it, and the graphics. So it's downstairs if you want to take a look at it. We also brought back the damaged basket, so have a little fun with that. The last 3 days we've been doing live burn training out at the old ODOT on Shoot. Some of you may have seen the semi-trailers there or smelled it in town. It was great training put on by the Ohio Fire Academy, and we had some pretty full days out there. So,
is that just for our people?
no, it was actually opened up to all of Fulton County and anybody on the outside of Fulton County. And we had one person from Delta come and train with us. Quite a few from Morenci took advantage of it. Even a couple from Fairfield, Michigan took a couple guys both days and took advantage of it. So
cool.
It was a great time. Lots of instructors, lots of one-on-one time in the flash trailer and stuff like that. So, and while we were there, we took advantage of an opportunity with Ohio Means Jobs today, and they did some picture taking and video recording, and they have some funding that allows them to put some videos together and put them on TV, social media, the movie theater for recruitment purposes. And so we took advantage of that. So in the next week or so, you should start seeing some of that out there, 30-second spots, stuff like that. So.
Very nice. Questions? Okay. Assistant Chief?
We are moved into our second week of the Motorola cloud storage. As you know, we went from on-site storage of having to store all that data from our body cams and dash cams, went to a cloud base, which then upgraded us to allow to do a leasing program, which would save the city money in the long run to upgrade body cameras. But everything's off-site. Luckily, so far, that's been a seamless transition. Personnel-wise, today, full-time officer Alexa Miller started her FTO training, and we also hired a part-time dispatcher, Connor Bowers. I believe it's one of Phil's co-worker's son. He has shown an interest in the police department for quite a while. We actually had to wait for him to graduate high school before we could put him to work. So he's been working in dispatch. In fact, Emily's letting him talk on the radio like day 2, so he must be doing pretty good. And then last week we had a part-time officer auxiliary, Tyler Summers, start with the police department. He's been in FTO training in the evenings. So that's all I have.
Good recruiting. Thank you. Questions? Okay. Keith?
All right, an update from Thursday. When I talked about Fulton Street, I thought they were almost done hooking them up. They got one side done, now they're going back on the other side to hook up the tap. So they are just a little bit behind. The weather is not making it pleasant, plus trying to pull the lines through from the old lines is, so we don't have to tear up any more of Fulton Street than we have to, is making it a challenge for them. But they're coming along, and it should be done, hopefully, that section should be done hopefully at the end of this week, first part of next week, as long as it doesn't rain anymore on us. Just to let...
Do you have to wait a while after it rains, like a day before you can start going again?
It just depends how much water we get, if they've got an open hole. If they don't have an open hole, it doesn't take very long. It's just, if it fills up with water, we've obviously got to take precautions. We don't want anybody getting hurt, getting in and getting out of it. So.
Right.
Just just to let you know that we are compliant on our TTHMs for the city of Wauseon for second quarter for 2024. And I've got to give kudos to Lou and his staff for the hard work they're doing, because that large number is still there, so they had to really do some work to get us down at this point in time. I figured it wouldn't be until August before we would be in compliance. So I really appreciate all the work that they do out at the water plant to get that taken care of. Also want to thank Corinne for her help with the ODOT projects that we've got going on. We've got the hybrid beacon going on that's going to start here in June. We had a meeting today on the Oak Street project that is scheduled to start July 15th, depending on the concrete contractor. And we had the first part of July, we have a field interview with ODOT for Fulton Street to get that repaved for 2026. So, and I just need her to keep me straight and make sure we get all the forms filled out and everything put where it's supposed to be. So I wanted to thank her for that. And I think the last thing that I have, I know some people have asked about the pool. Some numbers for you. We have 59 passes sold. That's family in town and single, and out of town. 400 people have went through the pool in the last week with a pass. 1,150 day passes have been sold in the first week. And we've brought in just shy of $13,000 for the first 10 days of the pool being open.
And it's been cold and rainy.
It's been cold.
Wow.
And these kids are serious troopers. They look like little ice cubes out there, but they're enjoying themselves at the pool. So, and
It was pretty packed today, though, when I drove by. It's nice.
I think that's all I've got, unless anybody has questions. Oh, one other thing before I David, one other thing. We had moved some picnic tables out to Homecoming Park for additional seating. They put them at the pavilion one instead of up by the new one. So they're there. We're just going to have to get some additional ones to move up to the new playground
Are the
equipment.
porta pots out yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they are.
So you say you pull lines from the southeast side to the west side?
Mm-hmm.
So what size line is that?
It's just the 1-inch service line that we
So
have
it's
to
a
pull.
1-inch line?
Yeah, it's an 8-inch line in the ground. These are the service lines that we're pulling.
Coming across?
Yes.
Not lead though, right?
No.
Well, not that we're pulling across now.
We won't talk about it. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay. Jamie?
So lately, been working with Everside for the contract that you did anniversary tonight for the medical clinic. And we've scheduled employee meetings to give employees all the information regarding the clinic and how much it's going to cost. Those are scheduled for the 19th and the 21st, if you guys can be sure to remind everybody. Then I have a meeting tomorrow to discuss a new faxing option, so that might be coming around. And then we close the month of May today, and the income tax revenue is still down. It's down 10% compared to 11% last month, so it's improving a little bit. And then the budget all looked okay closing the month as well. So I don't know if you have any questions.
Okay. Tom?
Not too much to report. I would say to follow up on Keith's discussion on the TTMs that we still have to work with the EPA and trying to come up with a long-term solution. And I think we're headed in the right path on that. We're working with, Arcadis is working on coming up with a proposal and interfacing with the EPA on that. So I think we've got some good discussions that are going to go on. Hopefully we'll be headed down a path of least resistance and cost, but I guess we'll see where that takes us. But so far so good. On resolution 2024-19, just to clarify, to make sure we're all on the same page, council had previously approved the annexation, so the annexation has taken place. This is just a resolution to authorize the mayor to adopt a agreement with Clinton Township so they can preserve the millage that they get and don't lose any tax revenue. We've had similar, actually almost identical agreements with previous annexations of Clinton Township property. So that's what that's all about. And I believe Clinton Township has already passed their resolution approving the agreement. And then I guess last thing I would just say, following up on Robbie's work on the benches out at the trails, that work is sort of inspiration for taking that same design method, same design and same benches, and slowly replacing the other existing benches out there with that same design. And I think Robbie's idea was inspired by the need to get some elevation up and also have some rests for arms for people that are have some issues walking and sitting down at lower levels, which is what the current benches are kind of low, and you kind of have to plop down on those. So eventually we're going to replace the existing ones with that same design. They really still look nice. I don't know if you've been out in the woods, but they're weathering well and they're comfortable and they just look really nice. There's one in the beginning of the North Woods and then one right before you go into the South Woods into the corridor. So again, thanks to Robbie for leading the charge on that, and hopefully we'll continue on that project. Ed's ready to go and got the slabs all ready. We just need the benches. So
Very nice.
yeah.
Okay, any other questions for Tom? All right, let's move on to our legislation. We have Resolution 2024-18. It's a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into the employer-sponsored direct primary care agreement with Nexus Growth Solutions, LLC, DBA Nexus Health Connect.
I'll make a motion for first read on 2024-18.
I'll second.
Motion to place resolution 2024-18 on first reading, moved by Counselor Chamberlain and seconded by Counselor Simon. Any discussion? Counselor Chamberlain?
Yes.
Counselor Simon?
Yes.
Counselor Heising?
Yes.
Counselor Tiarena?
Yes.
Counselor Schneider?
Yes.
Council President Stickley?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Okay, Resolution 2024-19 is a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into the Clinton Township City of Wauseon annexation agreement pertaining to the annexation of 13.92 acres in Clinton Township.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion to place resolution 2024-19 on first reading, moved by Counselor Schneider and seconded by Counselor Tiarena. Any discussion? Counselor Schneider?
Yes.
Counselor Tiarena?
Yes.
Counselor Chamberlain?
Yes.
Counselor Heising?
Yes.
Counselor Simon?
Yes.
Council President Stickley?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Okay, then we have ordinance 2024-2, which is an ordinance amending section 159 of the codified ordinances of the City of Wauseon.
Second reading.
Yes. Oh. Yes, it is.
Thank you.
I thought you were asking if this was second reading.
Second reading. Or a statement.
Better.
Okay, second to the second reading.
Got it.
I'll make a motion.
Motion to place ordinance 2024-2 on second reading, moved by Counselor Chamberlain and seconded by Council President Stickley. Any discussion? Counselor Chamberlain?
Yes.
Council President Stickley?
Yes.
Counselor Schneider?
Yes.
Counselor Tiarena?
Yes.
Counselor Simon?
Yes.
Counselor Heising?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Okay, we have nothing under the third reading. Under new business, just update on some of the events leading into June. We have the homecoming coming up on the 21st, 22nd, the 20th, I think, 21st,
Yeah,
22nd.
20th. Yeah.
Right. So, and they are wanting to get answers for the parade. I don't know. I need to get that in myself. It just seems like it's coming up very quickly. So, okay. And I don't know if council's planning on being in it or not either. Going to be different this year, the lineup and everything, but they are asking people to get their registrations
I got you
in.
guys registered today.
Okay, good. Alrighty, so bubble gum is coming. That's good. after, nothing else under new business or old business, yes.
One thing that may have to be changed, the sign advertising the homecoming at South Park says downtown Wauseon on it.
Okay.
And I thought, you know.
Yeah, that's an old sign, they
It's
just
an old
changed the
sign,
dates, yeah.
but anybody driving through
Yeah.
might say, hey, Wauseon's having their homecoming, let's go. And then they come down and find it's not
Is that
there.
their sign, Keith?
Not sure if it's theirs or ours, but.
I'll
Yeah,
have
but
to
it just
figure
says
it out.
downtown Wauseon.
Okay,
so that-
that's a good idea.
Cover it
Let
up
them
or
know.
change it.
Here lately, Keith, I've noticed at Biddle Park, there's parking lot lights out of Biddle Park, you know, that haven't been used for years, and I see that they've been turned on. Is this in preparation for homecoming, you think, or?
Part of that, Shane, is there was a group of people that were utilizing the soccer fields at
Right.
night. So we got them moved over into a different area
Okay.
so that they don't tear up that
Gotcha.
and allow them to use that.
All right.
Plus, we do have to make sure that those areas are
Yeah.
able to be lit up for homecoming.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a
Is it
way
bright?
for us.
No, no. Those parking lot lights have always been out there and they've never been on. I sort of, them being on in preparation for homecoming, to know that they work would be nice, so, yeah.
Yeah. Then turn off for fireworks right afterwards.
Is the homecoming plan on having fireworks, Mayor, have you heard, or?
I have not heard. Have you heard? I know they discussed it at the beginning, but I don't think so. We've seen nothing come through that they were going to do it. Alrighty, well, I guess we just need to pay the bills.
I'll make that motion.
Second. Motion to approve and pay the bills as presented, moved by Counselor Schneider and seconded by Counselor Heising. Any discussion? Counselor Schneider?
Yes.
Counselor Heising?
Yes.
Counselor Chamberlain?
Yes.
Counselor Simon?
Yes.
Counselor Tiarena?
Yes.
Council President Stickley?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Motion for adjournment, please.
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion to adjourn, moved by Council President Stickley and seconded by Counselor Heising. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, council. Yeah.